Last question on marketing, and then we'll get into a more interesting area. So the last question on marketing is do you track return on marketing, or you look at it in a very, or you look at the marketing profession in a very different way?
No, so one of the things I have fought with people about is everybody thinks marketing is fluff. And I'm going to say that in so many words. As you know, the FUFA department that has all the fun, that does these
Hmm.
fancy things. Um, I think different industries have different ways of tracking.
Hmm.
And I think not everybody does a robust enough job of tracking marketing ROI.
Hmm.
Again, I'll go back to the FMCG business. That's a stellar job of tracking marketing ROI. Everybody
Absolutely.
understands. You check your store sales, you check your visibility, you check your market share. I mean, at the end of the day, every month, that used to be our bread and butter. Where is our
Correct.
market share going? What's our top of mind awareness? There's a bunch of stuff there.
Correct.
Um, Hospitality again tracks it between NPS, between a bunch of things you do tend to track.
Hmm.
So there are metrics that are there, and at
Hmm.
least I am one of those marketers who likes to know uh, where is it all landing, what is it doing. So let's say in the service business, you look at penetration,
Yes.
and which is essentially footfalls into the stores or what's happening. So my whole job is to push penetration or increase dwell time for my commercial team,
Hmm.
so that they've got what they need. So the metrics are there.
Hmm.
You need to keep an eye on them and make sure you know. I am not a marketer who doesn't like to track what impact I've had. Now, that impact can be follower growth, that impact can be engagement.
Hmm.
But I do need to see a marketing intelligence dashboard that says, okay, what have I achieved?
Yes.
Um, what's it looking like? So the metrics may not be the most obvious, there may not be a revenue number attached to it, though some
Hmm.
organizations actually build it through to revenue as well.
Hmm.
And I've done that too, because in, let's say, in one of my companies, the marketing role was a business manager role, so you looked at your P&L.
Hmm.
And I think it's been, I first became a CMO in 2004.
Hmm.
uh, at leadership team levels, you always look at your P&L of the company, and where it goes and the role you play. Now, whether
Hmm.
it's the amount of money that you spend as a percentage, whether it's the goodwill that you earn, because today PR, reputation, I have average AVE numbers for my PR as
Hmm.
well to see value spent, how much have I got. So I think there is, again, a strong belief and a rule. You don't measure it, um, means nothing. So you have to
Yeah,
measure
correct.
what you do.
I mean, like we learned during our management education, what you can't manage, you can't measure, and what you can't measure, you can't manage.
You can't manage. Then it's all over the place. Then it's like the Wild West. Then,
Correct.
and
Correct.
unfortunately, over the years, a lot of marketing and marketeers have got that reputation. And I have a
Hmm.
feeling that is why the digital and all that has taken over so much, because suddenly there is very deep measurability. You've got data analytics, etc. While people may have forgotten that's a tool, the
Hmm.
reason for it is e-commerce is driven through that, so you have your business. I have performance marketing driven through it, so I can tell you how many leads I got out of the entire
Correct.
experience. So
Correct.
therefore, there is a automatic movement towards that, saying, "Oh yeah, now I can measure."
Hmm.
But you can always measure. You could always
Correct.
measure. You could always put your metrics down.
Correct.
Brand tracks have been running for donkey's years to tell you how your brand is positioned. Brand valuation has been running for ages. The interbrands
Hmm.
of this world exist on the basis of brand valuations and brand rankings and all those things. So they've all been there. They've all been there for the longest.